Good morning. It's Monday morning, August, what, 10th? No, no, 11th. August 11th, 2025, Richmond, Virginia. You guys, I missed you a little bit. Been gone for a few days. Ended up trying to spend some time with the kids before school started back. Ended up sick in the process. So I'm back. I think I was having a square body and a three-wheeler remission problem. But thank you guys for being patient. The guys did a great job. The parking lot looks great. Vehicles got rearranged. New tow trucks arrived. They got checked in. They got on the website. New trucks arrived. They got on the website. Square bodies arrived. They got on the website, but they didn't get any pricing. And I hate not having pricing on things. You guys know that. We're very big about that dually too. We need to do a video about that later today. That dually has made some major trips recently, and I want to tell the backstory about that dually. It is a tremendously cool dually that I've driven, Daniel's driven, Raymond's driven, Mike's driven, both Daves have driven. We'll do a full video about that later. But anyway, square bodies. You guys, thank you for being patient. Thank you for following. Perfect example, Brown step side. That truck sat in the corner. I couldn't even get it out for a video for a month. Had patient people waiting for a video. Finally got it out for that. Then it got put back away. It just got its final check over inspection done just Friday. Sometimes things get pushed around. We can only get but so much done. But let's make our way into the square body building, and I'll update you guys the best that I can on what we have, what we've processed. I can always give a ballpark price, but if I put it online on our website, it's not only on our website, it's on eBay, it's on Auto Trader, it's on cars.com, it's on this, it's on that. Then people actually share it on their social media. So that price, let's just say I take a truck and I price it at $39,995 as soon as it arrives, but then we decide to put it in the shop and do crossover steering and track bar and Fox shocks and change the lift and change the tires and wheels and fix all the little doodads on the interior, add an air conditioning system, put a spray and bed liner in it, fix the trim, do all the other things, and we spend $20,000 to $25,000 on the truck. You might say, oh, that's too. A tire and wheel package alone sometimes is 10 grand. Then you put power step, steering, and track bar, basically another 10 grand. It's not hard. You put an air conditioning system on it, another 4 grand, 3 grand, 5 grand, depending on how much is involved in putting that on there. Oh boy, it'll be one of those days. Playing catch up. So I don't put the price on there because it lives on the internet forever. Also, before we get into the square bodies, Mike got the, I guess Mike and AJ probably, but they got the wreckers all lined up. A super duper nice lineup of every manufacturer currently, even a 408 with stiff legs. That's an incredible truck. That is an aluminum body truck. I just had a customer call about it. That's a big deal for rusty areas. So you don't have to worry about the bid rusting out ever. It's all aluminum. It's also got the dollies, which are in great shape. Double trash cans. If you're looking for a recovery truck, that is the Mac Daddy twin line comfortable truck, and it was a local Virginia truck. So, and of course, all the others are amazing as well. The white crew cab, that got online, right? Red and white truck is almost done. I need to update the customer on that. It got steps, it got exhaust, it got stereo, it got a couple other things that he requested. That truck is sold. That is pretty much wrapped up and finished, so he can come pick it up. That turned out pretty good.
That's cool.
Yep. So we got to put the interior back together in this truck. Another 1-ton military. Turned out really good. They did a good job. Came up real high. This guy's going to keep this truck for absolute forever. So that was a great addition. Now it's going to get the interior put back in it. The floor is going to stay raw. It'll have the seat, which has been redone, the door panels, which have been redone, the dash, which has been redone. We're going to clean up a little bit of electrical stuff when we put it back together. He's got a set of glow plugs that he sent us to actually put in it. We're going to finish servicing all the fluids, and this truck's going to be pretty close to being ready too. So turned out really nice. I need to shoot him an update as well. All the doors have been lubed and adjusted, and all the normal good stuff has been done. This truck, we had to remove the exhaust. We still got to take, no, everything's good. Actually, we just need to get over to Alvin for him to clay bar it real quick, and this truck's going to be ready to go home. This truck's getting a crate motor put in it. We added air condition recently to it. That's a factory 1-ton, red and white. 80 with 77 trim, just to kind of mix it up a little bit. So it's a cool combination on that truck. Going to a great home as well. This 84 right here, I got to do a specific video for a customer that's been patiently waiting. Blue over gray, clean truck, air conditioned cab. The air condition is not hooked up. It could be put back on there, but the air condition has been removed. This is a big block truck. Pretty much original OE style interior, other than this is a seat from an OBS. So you guys, I should have just left that as a guess. But fits the truck fine. The color looks fine, but this is an OBS seat in a square body truck. It is an overdrive transmission truck. It even has the overdrive on the dash, which is pretty cool. Would not have been the way that it came in 84. The paint has been freshened up at some point in time. We will be adjusting these doors right away and getting that problem fixed. So the doors close. Yeah, a little extra effort, it closes. Interco Swamper tires on slot mag wheels. So it looks pretty darn error correct, which the crazy thing is, these two trucks have been getting confused already because they're both blue and gray. They're both on slot wheels. And even my guys have gotten confused because I told them, all right, let's back up. So while I've been out of the office, I bought probably more square bodies and 3-wheelers and 4-wheelers than I have in a week's time. And the main reason was being able to orchestrate transportation and everything. I was calmed down. I did not have 1,000 people standing over my shoulders, so I was able to have Raymond out 2 at a time, 3 at a time, one time, bringing stuff in left and right, as well as other outside transporters bringing stuff in. So I said, look, there's a blue and gray square body arriving, 3/4 ton slot mags. Make sure to get pictures when it arrives before y'all park it in the corner. Blue and gray slot mags, 20 series. Blue and gray slot mags, 20 series. So I can't really get too upset with them because almost a dozen square bodies came in, and 3-wheelers and 4-wheelers, we won't even get into that currently. And it did get a little confusing because there's another one over here which is also on a slot style wheel that's black and blue, but depending on how you catch the color, you can't really tell a lot about it. That's a 1-ton truck. We'll get into that shortly. That truck's going to need some additional, more reconditioning than normal, but it is a factory 1-ton truck. So what I can tell you about this one here and this one here, this is an 80 square headlight, 3/4 ton, came out of Indiana. Customer that I've done several deals with referred me about this truck to his neighbor. And again, normally I just don't have time. I'm coming, going, in and out of the office. Christian's like, give me 1 minute, I need to show you something, And I'm just right past him. So a lot of stuff we get too far ahead of ourselves. I was able to slow down, concentrate, look at pictures, look at text, look at things a lot more thoroughly, and spend some time. So I got some trucks bought that I normally would have still got bought, but it wouldn't have all happened so quickly. This truck's clean underneath, clean inside. We'll find the keys because we currently don't have those. I think AJ's got them somewhere. We'll get this one pulled out. We'll do a video about it. But for now, you can see the underside. It's clean. It's on brand new 37s, slot wheels. Daniel has already said he would like to do the 1.0 package on this truck just because of the fact right now it's such a hodgepodge mixture of a lot of 2.0s, the 1.0 being our most popular combination, being 8 inches and 35s, just like the red and white truck, which is getting ready to leave, so we won't even have that one here. He likes having some example because we have people travel from all over the country and they show up like, can I see one of the different packages? We'll do any package you want, But seeing one and being able to step up in it and see how you can get in it, see the steps on it, and of course an 80 is always a good truck because that's the rarest there is. Square headlight 80. Changed my mind. I'm sure somebody can argue it differently, but we have round headlight 80, several, but square headlight 80 seems to be the most rare. But you can see under the hood, finished out nice and clean, small block. I guess they're tinkering with the carburetor. Air-conditioned cab truck. Interior is very clean. Like I said, I looked at the pictures very thoroughly. This is going to be a really nice, ready-to-go truck for somebody. Going back around this one, spray and bed liner in the bed, big block under the hood, air-conditioned cab. And again, I do have a customer that's going to have first dibs on this one because he has been patiently waiting for a long bed, 3/4 or 1 ton, and this truck's probably going to check most all the boxes. Cab lights, Silverado, even got the valance on the front. Not a big messed with truck. Crew cab blue and white did go online. Price is not on it. Price is not on it because of the fact we're not finished with service and inspection. We've got a lot more things to do. They got started on this one for service and inspection, but they didn't get it finished. It's got a couple little door latch things, interior items. It needs, I think this is the door that's jammed. It needs a couple of the trim panels down low. We did get some lights put up top, but we still got to replace the gaskets right here. Take care of that. Then again, you can get you a little bit more view of the black and blue 1 ton, 85 or 80, or it might be 81 or 82. This got back online? Yes. 1 ton, rear end had a spool. We never knew what it had in it until we pulled it apart. It did have an actual spool in it. The spool was taken out. A regular unit was put in the back. Truck drives and rides amazing. We took the 38s off. We put a set of 39s on it. A little more proper for the gear. It's got 5 13s in it. So gears are already done. Track bar and crossover steering is done. Power steps are done on this truck. So this truck is definitely far, far more ready than it's ever been. A lot of people think it's a manual because it has like a low car type shifter in the floor, but it is an automatic transmission with a built small block. Brown Bear's not for sale. White truck finishing up for a customer that purchased it about a month ago. I think we told them about 45 days to complete it. We are ahead of schedule. There's a couple small punch list items to finish on that truck, and that truck's ready to ship out. That's a surprise for this man's boss, actually. And it got power steps lowered from 44s to 37s. It's a 1 ton LS swap, air conditioned cab. The blue step side beside it, we've talked about it before, but it is available. $49.9. Yep, $49.9. 1.0 package, 8 inches, 35s, 16 wide Holy Grails, got the Fox shocks, got all the good stuff. Blue, big, real big step side. That truck's on 40s. Old school show truck. You can look underneath of it. We were going to immediately start making changes to this truck, but we kind of slowed our roll because it is actually still a really decent, clean truck. Most of the time, these old school show trucks, all of this is peeling and pitting and rusting and falling apart. This truck has survived really well. I know this truck has changed hands. A lot of you guys have seen it. It has a viral picture out there sitting in front of a Chevrolet dealership. Thank you guys for the ones that sent that to me. I was looking for it. But the builder of this truck said it's only got a few hundred miles on the drivetrain. It does have a very well built big block. Transmission's beefy, 1 ton axles. Somebody could really enjoy it like it is. So if you have an inkling for that truck and you want to reach out, that is perfectly fine. Again, it's hard to put a price on it and then make changes. So, and we've prided ourselves. I know I've said this and I've said it. During COVID, we had 100% prices on all our vehicles. We didn't have as many projects and square bodies and other things at the time. There was hardly a dealer that had prices on 50% of their inventory. The reason was you could get whatever you wanted. If you had a customer call and you had the vehicle, you could just work them and work them and work them up for the price. If I needed $100,000 or something, it said $99,995. If I needed $50,000 for something, it said $49,995. Everybody else was trying to milk everybody for all that extra money. So we prided ourselves to have our prices on everything. And I hate it when we don't now. I think we got 5 vehicles out of our full inventory that we don't have a price on. And it's because of the reason things happen, changes get made. So let's walk over here, I'll show you a couple more things. Then I'm going to have to sit down and get some of these phone calls returned. Start over here. Can you get these 2 vans out? So big block, non-air conditioned, 79. Under the hood is probably the most spectacular part of this truck. Not that the rest is not. This is a short bid. They finished here, there. Fender wells are amazing. Big block, Phi-Tech fuel injection. This would not be a hard truck to add air conditioning. That's been a popular thing. Been rolling through some air conditioning kits. Speaking of air conditioning kits, that truck's a big block, 1-ton short bed that we're getting ready to make some progress with here very shortly. Dave is trying to currently get the hood open with a stubborn hood latch. But you get the Phi-Tech up on the dash. Again, a non-AC truck, but a really cool Hugger orange and white. It's got kind of like a wet Oakley seat, basically like the weatherproof type covering. You don't see that very often. That's not a seat cover. That's actually the way they did the seat. It's comfortable. Not a tweed, not a cloth, not a velour. Kind of a special interior. But a really cool Hugger orange and white. Spray and bed liner's already done in the bed. And it's a short bed. Of course, sitting very mild currently. Definitely already have this one bookmarked for 8 inches, 35s, the steps, the steering, the track bar. The exhaust is already done. This will be a great looking truck with the racetrack trim. So that one is planned for that combination. So you guys can kind of see it in a before and after. And we may just go ahead and add the air conditioning too. Kind of really just depends on what somebody wants along the way. But that's going to be a stocky, good looking truck. Our friend Steve up in New York, I guess it is, Steve has a yellow truck, this color, this setup with an 8-inch 35 combination. We already know what it's going to look like. And his truck gets rave reviews. It's on Davis Off-Road wheels. So that truck is planned for that combination. And probably be the next one to go in. So if somebody wants it normal, now's normal time. After Wednesday or Thursday, it's going to be too late. This truck is a 1-ton short bed Sierra Classic 3500. Of course, it was not born that way, but it underwent a pretty extensive. This one, Christian actually had the pictures pulled up when I was walking past his desk. He said, "JW, slow down for a second. Look at this truck." And I'm like, no. He had all the pictures pulled up of where it was taken apart. I'm like, absolutely not. No more projects currently. No way, no how. We do not have time. But the guy actually sent the whole process of the build to us. So when he finally showed me the pictures, as I breezed back through, he said, "Wait." Showed it to me finished. I was like, okay, different story. Now, even though it's finished, it's still going to have a week's worth of stuff. The hood latch is blotched up. The headlights are smoked and they got to be changed. The wiring's a mess. The dimmer's not working. Some of the gauges are not working. The trim is kind of all over the place. We got to clean up some brackets underneath. It'll spend some time with Brian and Daniel in the shop. It'll have a whole lot of touches to be gone over. It's even got some wiring in this console. First thing I was going to do is yank this console out, but it's even got some wiring in here. Not sure why. So it's going to have some wiring attention. It does have cutouts on the exhaust. It is a very extensive build. Christian hit from the underside so the guys can see it. So, I mean, it's a great build on the underside. All the things that we need to do are trivial in comparison to the hard part that's been done. Even in the back here, they even took the time, put a little GMC billet emblem, did a white spray and bed liner. There's a car cover. We will be changing out taillights like candy today. Anybody that wants aftermarket taillights for a square body, we've probably got 100 sets of them laying around. Smoked, retros, you name it. Dave, I don't know that that's on the list, but obviously you know we have to switch those. So they're no-go that way. And thank you guys for understanding the nasaliness of today. Is Mike still good?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know what hit me, but about Wednesday, whatever hit me pretty good. And I don't ever get sick. Matter of fact, I don't think you guys have ever had a day where you didn't have a video from me. If not 2 videos from me. I felt bad a few days, but I've never missed work or been away because of it. Here's something else pretty freaking cool. So this is a Blazer chassis, 80s generation Blazer chassis that we actually purchased from one of the customers we've got a couple trucks from. And we don't currently, other than the 2-wheel drive Blazer that we have a donor or an option for this truck. I like it sitting like this because most people have never seen one down to this. This will be frame off restoration. Now, everything wasn't powder coated, everything wasn't stripped, but you can see really well how the steering works, how the steering shaft comes in. You can see the workings of the motor. So if anybody wants to stop by and look at a vehicle that's apart, so you can have just a better feel for understanding, feel free to do so. If we had just immense amount of space, I've told you guys we're going to shelf that area right there, we would just stockpile stuff like this because this puts us so far ahead of the game for a project. We could put a body, pull wiring. We could cut a 5-year project down to a 6-month project. But this will probably get sold if somebody's looking for one. If you got a rotten chassis or something like that, I probably will sell this at some point. But in the meantime, we're going to do a lot of videos because I want to show people the transmission, the transfer case, the way the motor mounts. You hear people talk about motor mounts. There's your motor mounts. It's so easy to show you guys some of these things when you've got something exploded like this versus trying to talk to you and show you up and under. And I can actually take the camera and go through each piece of this. If we put a little fuel here, no battery. You got to find a way to put the battery to the starter. If we put a battery to this and a little fuel in the carburetor, this will run. Matter of fact, we could put a fuel tank in here. The fuel line's already here. We might go one step further, put a fuel tank in here, put a battery mounted somewhere with a button and a steering wheel. We could actually drive this. Everything's here. 4-wheel drive shifter, put a linkage on it, pop it in gear. You can drive this. So I'm assuming this is a 305 or an old school 350. I don't know much about the drivetrain, but just looking at the axle, the sway bar, they're so easy to be able to explain stuff to you guys with this frame. I'm really excited about that. Your body mounts and other stuff. It's pretty neat, especially to see it disassembled to this level. And if we really, really had a cherry Blazer body that we could pop on it, it'd be pretty neat. Like we could be very, very, very far ahead of the process. Also, I'll be able to show you some of the areas where there's some numbers, and we can actually start to learn about those numbers and decode those numbers. Teach about the different transfer cases, different transmissions, the way they mount, the cross members, and other things. So pretty excited to have that. I think that's going to be a cool teaching tool. But a lot of people, you know, when you talk about frame off, that's frame off. Fully disassembled. They could have done a little better job cleaning things up. They could have sandblasted things a little bit better. But the things that I'm picking on, you'll never see once a body's on it. The stuff that you will see is incredibly nicely done. So cool to have a turnkey rig like that. Start bringing you guys some progress on the 1-ton crew cab 3+3 soon. Our man Justin that purchased that. I think him and Daniel have been bouncing back and forth on some different ideas. We'll do a step-by-step on the order process, the parts, and everything on that particular build. And as I told y'all, Bidzilla can be bought. We are running out of space to store this stuff. My guys cannot get the racking and things up quick enough for me, so stuff keeps piling up. Every time we go to move stuff out of this building, more stuff piles in this building. So I want this place to be a lot easier flow, that building to be a lot easier flow, the shop area, but it's become very, very hard for that to happen. One more stop around front. Well, one more square body also. And a few of them have stepped out. You guys have been asking about the 71 Hugger orange and white with houndstooth interior. A lot of y'all jumped on the bandwagon on AJ a little bit. Please understand that my guys are not from the 70s and 80s. They're from the 90s and the 2000s. So they do their best, and AJ was doing his very best to walk around that truck that day. And I don't like it when the guys get negative comments on things. He didn't know what houndstooth interior was. There was a couple other things. He didn't know the Hugger orange. A couple other comments. He's not from the same generation that we are, guys. So your younger generation out there, you love Christian, you love AJ because y'all the same age group, but just realize there's some things that they don't realize or they don't know that we do from that era and from that group. So when I'm not here, and I'm not always going to be available, now that I see that I can spend my time very wisely and more effectively not being in the office sometimes, we can get more product in. I can handle transportation. You guys don't think transportation is a problem? It's a huge problem. I spent $20,000 last week in transportation alone. And I don't know that I've seen all the bills yet. Figuring gas, I'm not even figuring the maintenance and upkeep on our personal truck. I'm just figuring on what we spent outsourcing transportation. It adds up very fast. So it's probably going to come in closer to $25,000 just in 1 week, just in transportation, to orchestrate moving these trucks around. And that's coming in, not going out. Going out, it's on the customer's dime. Coming in, it's on my dime. So it does add up very quickly. Not to mention, if one little stop is missed and they're coming back across the country, we've wasted a whole trip not to grab the other vehicle. So it can be a little frustrating. Probably the least expensive truck that we're going to have currently. I'm going to speak a little out of turn, but I know you guys are patiently waiting for some pricing. Right at 30 grand for this truck. The paint job is very mediocre. John is going to fix the trim up. You can see the trim's a little off level. First thing he's going to do when he gets here this week is fix the trim. But it's a running, driving, small block. Got what my dad always called a Target Master 350, basically the GM Crate 350. It is a 4-speed truck, aftermarket steering wheel, aftermarket replacement seat upholstery, bed liner in the back, side rails on the back, but just very mediocre in the body and paint. I don't think it was a rust bucket. I think the paint peeled on the truck because looking underneath of it, it's a very solid truck. But it has had the inner fenders replaced. They did a good job. They put the jack back in. They put the secondary battery back in. They put the water jug back in. Somebody spent a decent amount of time. It does have a Holley carburetor. And again, it is a GM Performance 350 engine. It is an air-conditioned cab truck. I don't think we've tried the air conditioning. I know I have not because I haven't been in the truck yet. But AJ said the truck ran good. Raymond said the truck ran good. It's a short bed. It's on probably 3 inches of lift, 33s. Mud flaps are probably going to get taken off. Trim's going to get replaced. Blazer bumper on the back, hitch on the back. Again, bed liner, side trim. Not a bad truck for a turnkey running, driving, four-wheel drive. You got little bubbles here, but very, very minor. This would be a perfect truck for a two-tone down bottom and address that stuff. Two-tone up top because it also has some chipping paint along the back of the window. That may be what happens to this truck. But for now, at that price point, it can be a turnkey truck for somebody. We will still service it. We'll still inspect it. We'll still do all of our normal get ready, but we won't get into as much as the body and paint. Pause it for 1 second. All right. Well, I said least expensive square body. That's actually the least expensive square body there is. But she's a little worse around the edges, but not terrible. Rental trailer, I think we do have a rental trailer back, and I think we have a rental truck back. I'll figure all that out when I'm back in the office shortly and get you up to date on that. We also have some tailgate benches back in stock. Happy to have these. Very, very popular for our square body customers. and we got a giveaway coming up for one of these. So AJ got in here organized. He got this done just before I left. Squeeze on through here. How come I squeeze through there easier than you? We now have a Volkswagen sticking through the building. Who did that? I didn't get an incident report about that. So this is pretty cool. Wall art, I guess you would call it. It's made to affix to the wall. It's on rollers. That should probably be the thumbnail because we got the two Volkswagens here. Catch it at a good angle. Don't fall down. And say, who crashed the Volkswagen while JW was gone? But we did get a lot of the Chryslers in here. I did also get told that I think the two Demons are sold. So I believe we will be out of Demons. Maybe one maroon one. One maroon one will be left. I think the two greens are sold. But AJ did get everything organized in here really cool. So if you guys, that didn't get online. So we still have the Ford LTD here to get online. We did miss a few things, but how do you say that? Broham?
Broham?
Brome? I don't know. Brom. Cool car. Traded in for one of our older customers. Probably the fourth or fifth transaction we've done with him over the years. He got one of the small Ford Thunderbirds that we had. So hopefully we got you up to date for a little bit, guys. Check things out. The square bodies, I apologize. I don't have them exactified, but I think that's what you guys kind of like, especially with the ones that are projects. And Daniel and Brian have, I don't know, probably 8 to 10 right now that have been sold. And the customer's like, look, I love it, but I do want the air conditioning. I do want this wheel. I want this change. I want this shock. That's fine. That's the cool part with us. Just start with the specimen of what you want and let's work around it. And the good news is that white truck, the short bed, the orange truck, all those trucks are extremely good specimens to start from or enjoy the way they are. We got to do that video of the blue and gray one. Let's call it a wrap. It's gotten a little long-winded for this Monday morning, and I've got to get some other stuff caught up. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you being patient while I'm gone. I appreciate you supporting Christian and AJ trying to do the best they could on things. And I have a lot of more, far more exciting things for you. Probably won't happen today. Might not happen tomorrow. But probably Wednesday or Thursday, I've got some stuff that's pretty neat. So thanks, guys.